Right, let's just do it.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Dan.
I'm Shania Twain. Hi guys, welcome to episode 2 of Guitar Interactive Weekly. How are you doing this week, Dan?
I'm alright. How's your week been, John?
It's been not too bad. I've been out and interviewed Tom Ward, so we got
That's
that
exciting.
we got that to show you guys.
Whereabouts did you do it? Was that in London?
We did that in central London. We were hoping he was going to come in, but he's quite a busy bloke. So I went out there.
He's been everywhere, isn't he?
He has been. For the viewers at home, if you're not familiar with Tom, you might know him from his appearance on 2011 edition of Australia's Got Talent, where he got through to the semi-final.
But don't judge him for this. Don't judge him,
yeah,
as many people will.
A lot of people know from that, but in the last couple of weeks he's actually had a pretty extreme viral video. He tends to perform mostly in the street.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but he has, in the street though, he's actually performed with the likes of Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Tommy Emmanuel's joined him. So he's, just because, when you go past some buskers, you might be thinking, oh, it's just a guy playing in the street. Actually he's played with some of the...
Right, I suppose it's the difference between a busker and a street artist, right?
Absolutely, he's a proper street performer and quite a nice bloke as well, actually. Yeah.
Fantastic. We're going to pass straight over to John, who's going to be somewhere in London. Over to you, John.
Yeah.
Somewhere in London.
Hit it. Why street performing? Like, what is it about that really excites you?
Well, when I studied classical music first. I did a classical music degree in Canberra in Australia with an amazing teacher called Timothy Kane. And when I finished, I just started afterwards because I had no money, so I started doing street shows. And then I learned that out of I was playing 5 hours of repertoire, I was playing sort of Bach, this sort of stuff, and then lots of viola voz, and people would stop for about four pieces out of the 4 hours of music. And it took me a while. I just played there for a while, and I realized people are stopping for those pieces, and I kind of worked out, okay, certain stuff works well on the street, and Bach, other than maybe really famous Bach pieces, like most of them, they don't work at all. People won't stop on the street. They'll hardly watch them because Bach's written to be played in a really quiet place. Right. Generally in churches and with no background noise, and it just doesn't really come across very well. And I kind of worked out that the pieces that worked the best were either Spanish music, which was Arabic Spanish, or Spanish music that had a flamenco influence, right. Because flamenco music would have had plenty of background noise. You've got people clapping, you've got people dancing, you've got singers,
people shouting out,
audience, people shouting out ole, and all of that. And then Latin music worked really well because same sort of thing. It's for you've got samba dancing and all that sort of stuff. Cigar music, like gypsy music from Hungary, and this sort of stuff works really well. Same thing, and basically styles like that were what people would stop for. And I don't think it's because they were better types of music or anything like that, or, Bach's amazing, and of course, but they work really better with background noise. This guitar has it's a Greg Smallman guitar, and so it has a very, very thin front. And when you play very quiet, it still does come out and resonate. It really does. Very nice. It's actually, the thing which is amazing about this guitar compared to any other guitar I've played is that you can play a whole section at this volume. Then you have you've got volumes all around them, but you have 3 distinct volumes. You have that, then you have a next level where you could play a whole section of the next level, and then you have an even higher sort of third level, and you can play in each of those levels, but with dynamics within within those levels, which is just great. So when you do that, that's obviously as quiet as it goes. Then I can bring that to the next level. I'm not going to bring it all the way. Then you bring the next thing in, but on the first level. Then I'll bring them both up, but I'm not going to. The third one.
Do you notice a difference between the materials that you will use on your fingernails, like in terms of the sound?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I have one acrylic nail, and it's too long right now. It needs to be shortened a bit, but I've been filing my nails into like nice shapes since I was, say, 11 years old, and now just if it's working okay, I'll just leave it. To do with why do street shows. It's not so much street shows. I don't think street shows are that important, but I think doing 5 shows a day is important. For instance, like someone like Tommy Emmanuel, everyone knows, who's a great guitarist. Obviously he didn't do, I think he busked a couple of times for fun and a few things, but generally didn't do street shows, but he did a lot of shows. Like show after show after show after show after show after show. And in a lot of those shows, I mean, how many times would he have played certain pieces which you know? Every day. He would have played like some of his most famous, some of his best pieces. He probably played them like 3 times a day in shows for years. And every time he plays them, they get better and better and better. And then he sounds fantastic with like, you know. And
he's not too bad.
No, he's absolutely great, of course. There's a big difference within each piece as well, how you play it in the morning, the afternoon or the evening, to how people react. 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning, which is a beautiful time to do a street show. 11 o'clock on a Saturday is good as well, 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning. On a Monday morning there'll be no one there, on a Tuesday morning no one there, but on a Sunday it's great.
Yeah.
And but if I go and play Asturias, for instance, 11 o'clock on a Monday morning, there's a feeling, there's an atmosphere with every audience, and if I go like this, I can't do an intro. Like, I'll forget the intro for now. But if I just go, get to the main theme.
Yeah.
I can go. I can take quite a lot of time. I can be free. I can play it quite slow if I want. Won't play too much in here. And then people are going to slowly come around. A few people are going to start to watch. They're going to.
It just grows. It's just growing.
It's going to be nice. They come around. They really enjoy it. If I then go on a Saturday night, a bit later, let's say 8 o'clock on a Saturday, especially in a festival, like I do the Avignon Festival, the Edinburgh Festival, Avignon, Adelaide Fringe Festival in the night time with the festival atmosphere, and I go, normally I'm going to get people talking quite loudly, walking past, ignoring me. But if I go, I can't really do it.
Just imagine a really, you know,
like louder with a much stronger pulse.
Yeah.
And instead of going like, if I go straight into this chord, for instance, don't have any gaps, I play with a lot stronger pulse. People are going to be walking past. It's 8 o'clock at night. They're like, oh.
Well, yeah,
that sounds kind of cool.
I can absolutely tell you. I mean, that's exactly what happened to me. I'm walking past Trafalgar Square. I heard, and the thing is, London is full of, people playing the street, you know, in the tubes, you know, and you know, it's really got to take somebody real special to grab the attention, you know, and you know, that's exactly what happened there, because I was fixated. I had to go and see what was going on. And you mentioned there about the festivals. You just come back from a festival in France. You're going to be at the Edinburgh Festival, and how long are you going to be there for this time?
3.5 weeks.
Right.
I'll be doing street shows like 5 times a day in mostly probably near the Tron, which is the church at the bottom.
Sure.
And then sometimes I organise like a theatre show every evening and do like theatre shows in the evening, but lazy, and so I don't feel like it, and so I'm going to take my evenings off, I think, this time.
Yeah.
We'll finish at like 8 or something and take every night
And
off.
this isn't your first time there?
It's my fourth Edinburgh Festival.
Okay, so if you're at Edinburgh Festival, in between the comedy, and whatever else is going on there, some weird shows, make sure you go and check out some
come and watch the show.
But thanks so much, Tom, for taking some time to come and chat with us, and see you again at some point.
Yeah, cool.
Alright.
Yeah, this is the bit I've been looking forward to, where you try and teach me a super fast.
Well,
it's not super
it's
fast.
not
It's
super
about,
fast.
It's a bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some parts are super fast, but what we're going to look at is the outro to the solo that's going on in Summer Song. You know, it's very famous sort of guitar.
Okay, this is where I've been playing guitar since I was 5 years old. This is where I look like a beginner.
This guy is a monster player, by the way. I don't want you to have any doubts about it. But hey, it's just
no. But join us on this journey while John teaches us this riff. Teaches me this riff.
It's gonna be fun, because hopefully what we're gonna have is every week we'll teach each other a riff, because I've got plenty to learn. My goodness, and you know, I can be the
I'll be teaching you some jazz chops later in the
I'm
episode 4.
I'm as equally looking forward to that as you are to this. So the part that we're talking about is this. Okay, it goes. Okay, I'll do it one more time, because I think that wasn't great then. Okay, so it's that little phrase that comes in there. It's quite a famous little one in there. Now we're dealing in the key of we're in Mixolydian. We're in D Mixolydian, right? But it may help to think in what's close to D Mixolydian.
E natural minor.
E natural minor. I think it's probably going to be. Some people might think that's a bit sacrilegious, but I think to think.
Yeah. How long have you been working on that for?
No, it was just put my teeth back in. So it's you know, but I think it probably does help to think of it that way. So we're going to start off with a bend on the 17th fret of the high E.
Okay.
We're going to do a tone bend here. Yeah, and as you're coming back down. I think it's good to catch it on the way back down. Followed by a little semitone bend on 14, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, now from there, we're just following the scale down just that little bit more.
Hold on.
15, that's perfect, yeah.
And were you sliding there? Or are you doing like a 3 notes per string?
You know what, personally, I quite like the sound of having the third finger, the first finger, and then sliding down.
Right.
But you know what, if you were to do, you could do it that way as well.
Ah.
Yeah. Now from there, we want to again have a similar sort of thing happening on the G. This time we're going to go from 14 to 12, and then slide down a semitone. Yeah.
Is it vibrato on all of it? I don't want to
I mean, I think
I don't want to over vibrato. I have a tendency to.
Yeah, I think with this particular one, I mean, you know, Satriani, a lot of the time, a lot of his playing can be similar to the Hendrix style, where you're, you know, where you're actually, you're always kind of bending.
Right. Okay.
You know, it's like it's always going. There's always a momentum
sort of
there.
liquid
Now,
kind of vibe.
If you start playing, you know, something that's kind of fast, obviously, the faster you go,
the less time you've got to add
that's
those
it, but
kind
I think
of
with
feels,
this, you know, he probably still does try and colour it as best he can. So maybe that's a good point.
I missed that last bit. What was that last
Sorry.
bit?
Yeah. So we have if we take it from here. Let's do that a couple of times just to. Nice.
Ah.
Yeah, nice. You sure you haven't played this before?
No, I promise you.
So so from there what we have is. So that's where it changes a wee bit. When we get down to the D12,
Yep.
we want to get this sliding down. I would use my middle finger for this. 12, yeah, absolutely, just like that. So we have. Yeah.
It's a weird. It's a tricky little finger.
It is a little bit, but I do like it. Now from there, we're going to have this almost like a second section really,
right.
but we'll tie them together and we're going to do...
First finger?
Yep, so I would go first finger, yep. Yep, just following the scale down.
Yeah. There's a little roller to...
Nice.
It's like a little hold on that first one.
Absolutely. Now the timing of it makes a little bit more sense in context with the other part, so we put them together, you get...
It's a trick. I'm going to play that slowly. Sounds like someone's about to come in the door any second. Are you getting that vibe?
Could be Satriani.
It could be. He's waiting outside.
He's like,
that
sounds
to
nothing.
throttle me for not being a fan.
Yeah,
you know?
you're teaching him that wrong. Here's how that now. Hey, that would be great if that happened. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe
Yeah,
one
if
episode,
you're watching, I think you may crumble into tears.
Yeah, Satch. I mean, just show some love. Do you know?
I like the idea of you teaching Satch a lick. Teaching one of his own licks.
I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea of that at all. Absolutely.
Anyways, we're getting distracted. Sorry, this keeps happening. Let's no. So it's.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it, right? So how should we count into this one? I'm trying to think, like maybe like
We kept
1, 2, 3, and something like that. You think?
2, 3, and.
Nice.
That'll do. Okay, well, look, thanks very much for watching episode 2. I thought that was a cracking interview on your part.
It was a really nice
your
bloke,
first interview on camera as well, John. I think you've done well there, right?
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing, but
he's a natural, guys. He's an absolute natural.
Yeah, I just just let him talk. The guy was very interesting. There's a lot of stuff we weren't able to use, unfortunately, because we were told off halfway through for the loud guitar playing that was happening. But we're going to get Tom to come in and here actually into the studio, and we'll
that'd be good.
But after he's finished his tour.
Gosh, I thought that guitar looked like a bit of a beast to play.
It was you know what?
You see the size of the fretboard?
It was insanely heavy. I mean, it really surprised me how heavy it was, But okay, so what have we got coming up next week?
I think the main part, we were saying we want to do something on compressor pedals. Because there's a lot of confusion out there, especially with the younger and maybe the more sort of beginner guitarist, about exactly how you can use a compressor pedal. And actually, they're a very versatile thing to have on your board. And you can do lots with them. So we're going to try and break that down in the normal world and look at a few different options, and talk about how you can apply compressors to your sound in your bands or in your bedrooms or wherever it is you're playing.
And what we need from you guys is some suggestions of some of your favourite compressors, or even some compressors that you would like us to be using, because we've got a decent supply in here. We might not be able to get everyone that you suggest.
We'll do our best. Obviously, if you can keep them new build, that would be great. Vintage stuff we're going to struggle with,
Yeah, we can't take like Stevie Ray Vaughan's compressor or something like that. I don't even know if he used a compressor.
Did he use it? No, probably not, did he? No.
That was a horrible example. But anyway, give us some suggestions and we'll try and set that up for you next week. And well, thanks for watching.
See you next time.